Chicago's name the fuck up out your raggedy ass mouths. And stop using my city as clickbait to get likes and views and followers. Yes, ICE raided a building here in the South Shore neighborhood. No, they are not coming for black people. Backtrack and tell the whole fucking story or pipe the fuck down. They moved thousands of so-called illegal immigrants into mostly black neighborhoods. They live right next door to most of us. So yes, when they raid looking for them, they're going to raid the entire building. All of the black Americans that were grabbed were let go. The so-called illegal gangbangers that they were looking for were not. They were detained. So all you Hispanics and Latinos that's using this as a gotcha moment, it ain't one, and it still ain't our fight. And all you lame ass black creators and other creators that are using this as fucking clickbait and to get likes and views and shit, shut the fuck up. Since this administration took over, they've been trying to goad black people out into the street so that this fuck ass, lame ass, bum ass president can declare martial law. And guess the fuck what? We still ain't
still say this is not our fight. You're not neutral, you're just spineless. We're not gathering for a farmer's market, we're fighting fascism. We're watching democracy fall in real time. Fighting for your freedom is brutal, it's exhausting, and it is dangerous. And freedom has...
So let me see if I understand this correctly. Your take, your response to black people saying that we are tired of fighting for everyone else's rights. Your response to black people finally choosing self-preservation after generation upon generation upon generation of fighting for not only our rights, but everyone else's rights, is to label black people spineless cowards. And then you go on to say fighting for our rights. It's so funny how in the midst of your gaslighting, people like you choose to forget that for generations, my people fought not only for our rights, but for everyone's rights. Everything that we fought for, every right, every bill, every movement that was set into place wasn't just to benefit us. It was to benefit everyone. It was your people who helped racist white people create this regime, this dictatorship that is now affecting everyone. And you calling into question my work, my activism, does not move me. Because see, while you're on TikTok making videos, I live down the street from that building. And when I go to work today, many of those people will be at my organization looking for resources to help them. And I'm going to make sure they get them, immigrant or otherwise. Since you took my video and my words and twisted everything I said to fit your narrative and insert your gaslighting and racism, let me be very clear. I said what I said.
These are my people. These are my ancestors who also fought.
Oh, Harmony, honey, just stop. Like at this point, we're watching you pull pages from the White Supremacy Handbook. People were commenting and messaging me saying, I can't wait to see Harmony's apology video. And I said, nah, she's not going to apologize. What she's going to do is she's either going to pull the I have black in me too card, or she's going to double down. And as if on cue, here you are doing not one, but both. And then you say, I've yet to see an explanation. I don't owe you an explanation, honey. You wanted to understand what I was saying. You would have been a woman. You would have pulled your big girl panties on and you would have messaged me asking for clarification, because that's what adults do when they misunderstand something. Instead, you took everything that I said in that video and you twisted it to fit your narrative without any understanding of what I was saying. Now you think I owe you something? You still continue with this narrative that black women owe you something, that black people owe you something. Call us spineless cowards for choosing to sit this out. Oh, you've said it 50 times. We heard you the first 50 times. Continue with this narrative to feel entitled to an explanation from me. Oh, I don't work for free. One of the most valuable lessons that my grandmother ever taught me was you do not argue with people who choose to be willfully and deliberately obtuse. You want to ride my dick, Harmony? Ride it, baby. I have nothing else to say to you. I got real work to do out here in these streets.
I'm convinced that you have never been outside a day in your life because
I'm going to try to say this as nice as possible because, see, it's bitches like you that really get under my motherfucking skin, because when you talk about my sister, you talking about me. And one thing for certain, two things for sure, you don't know what the fuck we do in our community. Just because we don't move how you fucking want us to move, for centuries and decades, we have stood at the forefront, been the speakerphone for everybody motherfucking movements. And when the same videos that you're trying to use to utilize to try to make us feel some type of way happen, where were you other than sitting on your your soapbox. One thing for certain, me and my sister, we out here in the field thoroughly. We do stuff every day for our community. And when I say I'm sitting down, that don't mean I have to explain myself to make you feel better, bitch. And we try to warn all of y'all. And if you don't like what the fuck we say, I'll be damned you call my sister a motherfucking coward again. Have a good day.
If you are still saying that you're not coming outside.
Okay, so I'm going to interject here because I see two creators who I like and respect. Both of y'all. I like both of y'all. I respect both of y'all. But I don't like how this is going. And I'm going to be completely honest and say I don't like this from you, Harmony. Now, I ain't going to drag you and come at you like a lot of people are probably going to do. But I'm going to tell you that this is not it. You are speaking from a place of privilege in the way that you are speaking in this video. Now, you're making a lot of sense. You're making a lot of sense in some of the points you're making, but it is never going to be received in the way that you want it to be. And that's just the truth. Not every conversation is your conversation to have. Not every correction is your correction to make. Some conversations will be better received coming from that person's own community. And if that person's community is not correcting them, you can't take it upon yourself to do so. Because what are the odds that you in this video are just going to strike some sort of change in that person and inspire them to do something different? No, you're only going to piss them off and create chaos, which is what's happening here. So I personally feel like this was just not your conversation to have with this creator to begin with. But you are speaking from a place of privilege when you're talking about people not being about that life. So first of all, you're co-opting AAVE and using it against black people. And I don't know your lineage, but I know I see somebody who is not a black presenting woman. I see somebody who is not a black presenting person at all. So you do not share the same risk and the same struggle that somebody who is black presenting or Afrocentric featured would. And that is just the reality. So to tell people they are not about that life because they choose not to go out in the street, I really want us to stop having conversations like that. Because the reality is some of us are disproportionately targeted by lethal force, inside or outside. It doesn't matter. We are disproportionately targeted, but the reality is the minute black people get outside, blood is shed. Statistics will show us that. Our own eyes, history will show us that. So I don't like anybody talking down to black people choosing not to protest. And another thing, I don't care what your skin color is. I don't care what your lineage or ethnicity is. Everybody is going through it right now. Like, people are fighting. People are fighting the best that they can. Everybody might not be out in the streets. And that's fine. There are people who are behind the scenes doing their part. And this creator who you are talking shit to, she is regularly, consistently, loudly doing her part. So I cannot sit back and ignore you talking to her like that. And the biggest point I want to make is, can we please stop the struggle Olympics? Please. Can we please stop the I'm doing more than you? Can we please stop that? The reality is that everybody has a reason to be afraid right now. There are elected officials. There are people in high places of authority that are afraid right now. They're blowing up people's houses. They're assassinating people. Bullying, intimidating, and threatening. Racial violence, lynchings. Everybody has a reason to be afraid right now. It is completely normal that people would be afraid or not want to go outside. So no, you don't get to decide that they are somehow not about that life. You don't get to decide that they are somehow weaker or not good enough for doing the normal human thing by being afraid. Especially in this case, when this person is literally a part of that community. How is it helpful right now to the people in Chicago, to the people who are being impacted by these raids, to anybody going through it, any victim? How is it afraid for you to be checking a black woman for not being about that life? What is it going to do but get you dragged? Especially when you are talking all of this shit, not from the streets, but from the comfort of your own home, from behind the screen of a cell phone.
Okay, so word on the curb of how it's gotten back to me is that Harmony decided to make a video, because I blocked her immediately. Harmony decided to make a video Basically still harassing Boss Up, number one. Number two, gonna show a picture of her grandparents saying that they're black. Like me and my friends was saying in my live, bitch, anybody can Google something. But my question is, you're not black. Because when you check that box, what do you check? It's not black because that's not you. Because if that's the case, my great-grandfather was white. My grandmother was biracial. I mean, I have great-great-great-grandparents that were white. So, I mean, what are we doing here? Harmony, take that fuck shit on somewhere else. What you did was totally out of pocket. You're not a black woman. You don't live as a black woman. You don't know what a black woman goes through. Period, point blank. I don't give a damn who your grandparents were. I don't give a damn what type of lineage. You don't live as a black woman. You don't look like a black woman. Leave our sis Boss Up alone and any other black woman. Just leave black women alone, period. Stop trying to justify when my grandparents, bitch, I don't give a fuck. You crossed the line. You're not an ally. You're nothing. You're a dummy, bitch. Your services are no longer needed. For you calling us cowards, you have no place here. Go on somewhere. I said what I said and I meant it. And like I said, any black person that is giving her grace and agreeing with her, remove yourself from me, period. Because I have nothing to say to you. Because ain't nobody scared. Ain't no cowardness over here. No black woman. And you think my grandparents are black and that justifies? Bitch, please. Don't piss me off.
Your freedom is brutal. It's exhausting and it is dangerous. And
Go back and watch the other woman's video. But I stitched this because of the first part. I don't know who she's talking to, the Asian lady, but I feel like I know who she's talking to. We're tired. 400 years tired. And we've tried, and we've protested, we have boycotted. We have been, when there's a rope at the end of the tree, we've had that, and many other things. There were pew-pews and bombs in churches and stuff because of what we tried to do. We're tired. And if you're not going to listen to us, now you got to learn. You have to be at the front lines. And if we mosey on in the back, that's what we do. But you have to be the change you want to see in the world.
Black folks owe you nothing. Every minority group in this country that is not Black American owes us for the sacrifices that we made to ensure that you have rights in this country. Rights that we aren't even afforded half the time. No one will rewrite our history as if my people didn't die bloody in these streets for centuries. My people were enslaved, imprisoned, and assassinated so that all minority groups could vote, go to school, get loans, paid employment other than manual labor, the right to run for office, the right to marry outside of your race. And yet, we are still being unalived for being unarmed and Black at the same time. Just ask the families of Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, Walter Scott, Eric Gardner, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, George Floyd, and the countless others that didn't get a hashtag. Because police are trained to see us as the enemy because they were created to be slave catchers. My people fought through the bloodbath that was chattel slavery, the black codes, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, the civil rights movement. Our leaders were assassinated, imprisoned, or pushed out of the country. We've been put on the front lines of every war this country has ever been a part of, even while being enslaved, only to return to a country that treated us like second-class citizens. We had our successful communities, like Black Wall Street, bombed and destroyed out of racist jealousy. And then this country did it again in 1985 when the police bombed a black neighborhood in West Philadelphia where 11 black folks died, including 5 black children, 60 homes destroyed, because they were organizing for black liberation. And let's not forget the war on drugs, where instead of calling it a health crisis for the black community, like they did for the white community, when crack hit our streets, this society, along with the help of President Nixon, Reagan, Bush 1, and Bill Clinton, the Republicans and the Democrats used policy to fill up their federal and private prisons with black fathers and mothers that were addicted to drugs. Why? To create a $1 trillion business known as the prison industrial complex. There is overwhelming evidence that the justice system is rarely just for black folks. We get longer sentences for the same crimes as everyone else, higher bail rates. Our schools get less funding than every other community. We get paid less for doing the same jobs. All the medical advancements in gynecology came from the torturous experiments done to black women. They endured this torture with no anesthesia, and this went on for decades. And let's not forget the deadly experiments this government did on our black men during the Tuskegee syphilis study. That also went on for decades and didn't stop until the 70s. And then you're all so quick to say, we have no culture, trying to gaslight us again because we are the culture. The culture that is exploited by every other group that y'all steal from and monetize all over the world. Recently, the FBI hit a study that proves that white hate groups are the biggest threat to this so-called democracy, not black folks. All the massacres in this country have one common denominator, and it ain't us. And despite all the hate that comes our way daily, we have consistently done what was necessary. We did our job. We voted for the black woman because that was what was best for the country. And your mix of delusional white supremacy and anti-blackness led you to vote for the orange racist idiot that brought all this chaos. The chaos that we told y'all would come along with his fascist regime of loyalists. And with all this, my people still don't have equality in this country. No political power, no economic power. In this country that we built and died for, our blood is in this soil. And a debt never paid is owed to us, not the other way around. And why is this allowed? Because this country protects white billionaires so they can own all the major media outlets, which means they have control over what? The narrative. And they also have control over majority of these corrupt government elected officials on both sides of the aisle. And their strategy has been the same since they came upon our shores of Africa, looking for free labor, divide and conquer, which is why they created race to begin with, so they could have a power structure based on color, where black folks would always be at the bottom and they would be at the top. So now proximity to whiteness becomes power, even within other minority groups, so that Latinos, Indians, Asians, and even some Africans could be racist against black Americans, in an effort to get treated just a little bit better by the majority white population in this country. Divide and conquer. Thanks for falling for it. Thanks for the betrayal that prolongs all of our suffering. That's how we get colorism, classism, and every other negative ism. But y'all have the audacity to demand that we stand on the front lines for you, because you're being treated like we've always been treated, while you refuse to ever stand with us. Go sit down. Fred Hampton tried to build a coalition with the Latinos, the Asians, and the poor whites. and the FBI took him out for it. And all those groups ran from any association to the Black Panthers and left them to be massacred and jailed. This is why it's so important to know your Black history. That's how I know what not to do this time around. Or maybe you're one of those Ezra Klein types that has no idea and has no empathy for the treacherous terrain we have to walk through being Black in America. The audacity of trying to tell us how to feel about a racist when a racist gets taken out by another racist who didn't think he was racist enough. Understand this. Y'all cannot, will not gaslight us onto these streets to be easy targets for these Second Amendment freaks who have been given the green light by Trump the chump and his Department of War. That's the orange idiot y'all voted for, not us. The priority for Black folks must be to destroy the self-hate that plagues our community due to the hundreds of years of oppression. Now, for those of you in the U.S. and abroad who are members of the BRC, be sure to check your emails this week because we have an important meeting coming up. As always, I love you, Black man. I love you, Black woman. Knowledge is power, power to the people.
It's because Black women walk in their own power.
No, no, no. Wasn't it you who called yourself calling out a Black woman who said that we still weren't coming outside and explained why we weren't coming outside? And you jumped on here and you were like, if you're Black and you're still talking about not going outside, you never been outside and you didn't do anything, all you do is sit at home and sit on your ass. Now you want to come out in this video and talk about how Black women stand in their power? Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody got time for that. At the end of the day, you said what you said, now stand on it. Now, I noticed that everybody who called you out for that video, you've blocked them and unfollowed them. So you could add me to the list because I'm definitely going to call it out, because you're not going to make a video like that and then try to make a video about how Black women stand in their power. Yeah, we're standing in our power saying that we're not going outside. We're not helping you initiate martial law because that's all they're waiting for. Nah, stand on that. Stand on that. Do not invoke the power of Black women when you violate it. You violate it so egregiously. So egregiously. Mind you, that we've been consistently fighting this fight on our own until now, but now y'all want to jump in and we gotta find a line and finally be fed up. No, we're not coming outside. Your Asian brothers and sisters can help. Your Southeast Asian brothers and sisters can help. Your Haitian brothers and sisters can help. Your Latino brothers and sisters can help. And your bleeding heart liberal white people can help. We are inside. We are on vacation and we're peaceful. You miss the passion of the Black radical outside with you? Good. Good. I'm not going to say you because I think that you voted with the 92%. I'm not going to jump outside, but you got bigger fish to fly than Black women and trying to flip-flop on your stance. Fuck out of here. No, no, no. Stand on that shit you said in the other video.
Hi, beautiful people. It's your lovely host, Beryl. Thank you so much for the 264 subscribers. If you're new here, welcome, and please ensure that you have subscribed. Thank you all for the love, for the comments. I see you. I'm gonna give you a real emoji or a like, but just know I do see you. So I know you're mad, you're furious, you want to speak. Please go to the comment section. Tell us what you think exactly about this, because I know you want to talk about it. So here we go again, another viral moment, and this time it's getting everyone talking. It's everyone is talking about it because the audacity? Who gave you the audacity to speak like that? Come on. An Asian American woman just said she won't be protesting for anyone, not for justice, not for Black lives. Yeah, you had the right. Not for anybody. She's not gonna do any of that. And when people call her out, she called herself a coward. Hmm? A coward. So let's just be real. Silence is just like, I know you've watched the video compilation. Silence in the face of injustice isn't neutrality, it's actually a choice. Silence in the face of injustice is not neutrality, it's a choice. So, black people have been standing on the front lines for everybody's freedom for decades, for generations, from the civil rights movements to today. Black voices have carried this nation's Somebody hold me before I get mad and explode. Black voices have carried us through back and back and back. Everyone's conscious. Hmm? So when someone says it's not my fight, we have to ask, where were you when we marched for your rights? Where were you? I'm out of words, guys. I'm out of just where were they when we were fighting tooth and nail for also their rights, which now they have, and they're now trying to tell us, I'm not gonna fight it. Let me shut it. You tell me what you think. I might be exaggerating, but you tell me. Tell me what you think. Okay, let me compose myself and continue. Like, so when someone says it's not my fight, we have to ask them, where have you been when black people have been fighting for your rights? Where were you when black pain built the blueprint for equality? Where have you been? You don't get to enjoy the benefits of a struggle that black people bled for. Then turn your back on us when it's your turn for you to stand up and do the same. So this is just not about hate, it's about accountability, which we need to take seriously. Okay? Because real solidarity doesn't disappear when it's inconvenient. So to anyone watching, remember this. When black people rise, everybody rise. When we are left alone to fight injustice, wins. So when this Asian woman, well, I understand everyone has an opinion to themselves, right? We don't force people to support you. But when she's saying she won't be protesting for anyone, where have you? Oh my goodness, black people have been fighting for any injustice for the longest time, from our ancestors who were killed, assassinated, tortured, made embarrassed, ignored, just for equality to prevail. While their ancestors, some of them, really collaborated with the traitors. So now, when black people are asking, now we've come to the table, we are asking for their help as Asians. She goes around and say she's not gonna fight for anyone's battle. Mind you, our ancestors really fought tooth and nail, died fighting for the rights that they're now enjoying. This Asian American woman just sparked a storm online. This is a storm. By saying that, it's a storm. And I think she's just lost her mind, maybe. In 2025, you dare say such things? You need to be accountable for every action you're making. It's not fair. We need to help each other. Remember, when a black person rises, everyone in the community does rise. The same people who voted, ay, contigo, Donald Trump, oh, Donald Trump, and now have the audacity to say that. Don't make me laugh, man. So, you mean you didn't listen, you didn't learn, Did you? Anyway, tell me, my dear audience, my beautiful audience, what is your take on her opinion? Please, I know opinions may differ, but let's be respectful in the comment section and just sincerely tell me, is she right? Is she wrong? Is she? Be the ally you claim to be, even when the cameras aren't rolling. Anyway, we are at 264 subs. We are headed to 1,000 subs. It's gonna be possible, and I appreciate you for being here. Please click that subscribe button and like. Take care of yourself. I love you. Have a fantastic week. Bye.